Don't try to cover up your wings. In light of what you've seen so far, there are better ways. Throw preconceptions down the drain. 'Cause this is your last chance. You should know. You should know.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Maybe a lot of you back home in the States have heard of Estonia but have no idea where it is. I'm just beneath Helsinki, Finland, and about an hour's drive west of Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. I have 4 nights officially where I'm going to be out here camping. Without further ado, let's give you a little look around in my surroundings, and we got to get camp set up. So anyway, this is the spot that I chose. I did slightly unpack a little bit, going with the tarp tent. All right, let's get to work. Camp set up. This is gonna do. So, let's see if I can get in the shot here, but roughly about middle chest height for me is the right size for my tarp. So. Slicing towards my hands. Gotta be careful. Alright. So, I'm hoping that's long enough. If it's not, there's plenty of wood around here. Never done this before, use this as a broom, but it's a tough tarp. Seems to be a little more efficient than going through one by one and doing it with my hands. So I've never mentioned this before in any of my videos, but I am still the little guy and I am not sponsored by anybody. And I rarely talk about brand names of my items, but I feel like this is a decent occasion to tell you about my 3x3 tarp, or 3 meter by 3 meter oilskin tarp from Bushcraft, Spain. After doing a little bit of research, I've come to realize these are pretty popular. And I had to get one. For the first time I started using it, I've just been really, really happy with it. I did do a tutorial on the tarp tent, but since I got you guys' attention, might as well break it down for you again. So you can do it just from the back corners, right? You can just put down 2 in the back corner. And if you want a door, that's a really good way to do it. I'm going with the classic tarp tent setup, and that means that from the back corners you're going to go 1 in, so not the center. This is a 5 tie-out point tarp on all sides, so going in 1 tie-out from the corner. All you got to do first thing is just stake 1 down. Same on this side. Put a little tension on it. Doesn't need a ton. 1 in from the back corner. Get that one staked down. Okay. Gonna do the same on these ones. So 1 in from the back corner. Stake it down. Same on this side. Okay. some decent tension on it. You don't have to go super tight with this, but you kind of want things snug. You're gonna go to the front of the tarp. Well, this is where the door is gonna be, but you're gonna take a corner, pull that into roughly the spot of the next tie out point from the corner. So you can see, here we go. A little tension, map it all out, see where I want to put it. Just gonna pull it in right about there. Doesn't have to be exact. Again, at the end, you're likely gonna move these around a little bit. This is how we get it started. Same on this side. Cool. Okay, so now those are all staked out. We gotta put our support in. Nice little bit of cushion there. It's gonna be, I'm hoping I get really lucky here and be nice first try. This is the perfect height. So let's go for it. Alright, this is a good sign. Seems to be a little long. There we go. I'm gonna have to cut it off just a bit. Gotta cut it off a bit. And that might do it. My cordage, that's my ridge line, which I don't need for this setup. Got some hanks. There's one specifically for my tarp tent setup. Pretty short lengths of paracord. So with these paracord lines for the door, they don't bear a ton of weight. So it's pretty easy to just do a simple knot, whatever you want. I like to do a bight in the rope and just do a regular overhand knot. I'm going to take advantage of this bit of cordage on my stakes. Go through that. If you're unaware, a taut line hitch is an adjustable hitch, or a knot you can say, that you can slide around, adjust, get it nice and snugged up. It's a friction hitch, technically speaking. So under load it bites on the rope, but if you mess around with it, it'll slide right out as soon as you take a little bit of weight off it. So, all right, that's one door. The other side done. I think we're looking pretty solid here, guys. So, lastly, I'm gonna take out the door, stake that out. That's home. All right, stake making 101. I think I'm gonna go for this middle section for my first stake. Now, a little pro tip, not that I'm a pro, I'm leaving these little nubs, these branch nubs on right where I cut it off, and that's gonna actually function as a notch. So I don't actually have to cut a notch into the stake itself to hold my lines. Making stakes is not rocket science, it just takes a little time. But if I was gonna do 10 of these, it's a little more time that I wanna spend, so having the convenience of some stakes, I think it's worth it just to pack them. A little bit of weight, but these are aluminum. Yeah, and you can do a lot with aluminum stakes as well. All right, so gonna keep it kind of long. Let's go about there. Went flying. Okay, so you can do this next step with a knife. It just takes a little more time. Nice sharp hatchet or axe blade. You get a point a lot faster and easier, just chipping away at it like that. That's good enough for the hatchet work. do the rest with my knife. I'm just gonna clean it up with my knife. But you can see, look at that. That's that color right there. Some fat wood right there. It's not a bad piece, to be honest. Okay. Super nice points. If you want to be lazy, you don't have to round out the top. If you say wanting to reuse your steaks multiple times, every time you pound it with the end of your hatchet or whatever you're pounding with, it will start to splinter the wood out. But by rounding it out a little bit, it's a little happier. All right, so it's not a bad steak. There's two things I would want to include in this segment of the video for you guys. For those of you guys that don't know already, this is more of a safety thing. You could have the best quality axe in the world. With time, the handle could get itself loose. So if you're turning it around and flipping it back and forth on you, it's kind of obvious. Don't have the bit of the blade right at your face or your body. So always kind of hammer a little bit to the side. And you might ask, why not leave this on? Well, apparently over time, just hammering away with the sheath on the axe will actually bite into the sheath itself. And you have these metal parts, or maybe you don't, maybe you just have stitches, whatever the case, it'll shorten the life of your sheath. So just be mindful, go with it wide open, don't hit yourself in the face with it, it'll be good. So in this line I already have a pre-tied loop on. You can see where those nubs are coming in real handy. It's kind of awesome, there's two of them too, so this line is going nowhere once the steak is in. And as I said, taut line hitch, probably one of the best hitches or knots you can know at camp. Use it for so many things. And maybe you guys can see that. Again, I've done a video on this before, but basically just pass your line through, and as if you were going to just do a regular old overhand knot, just like that, you're going to make a couple passes through the hole you just made. 2 works, I like 3. Just seems to grab a little better, a little more bulletproof. And then you just tie it off ahead of the knot on your standing end. Now your hitch will slide when it's not under tension, but the moment it gets a little bit of weight, a little bite, it'll hold. So it's in the name. Keeps your line taut. Taut line hitch. So the finished product, a little bit more fine tuning I did off camera. I pulled out that front guy line a little more. Gives me a little bit more of a overhang in the front, as you can see. This piece of paracord is doing absolutely nothing. It stays on all the time. I use it for my plow point configuration. I added this stake right here in the back just to keep things extra taut. Yeah, so altogether I'm using 10 stakes for this setup. Not too shabby. Shelter's done. Need a place to sit now. The 3 legs rounded off the edges, as always. Let's get the seat built. I've come to find that making your lashing in a way that the legs swivel and move around is ideal to sit well in these pockets. I don't need to show you guys the whole process, but I could pretty much explain the concept here. I'll get it started and then I'll show you what I'm putting together here. So I have a loop. I just pretty much Lark's head the first one on. Show you guys that. It's just the easiest way to get the end of the paracord on one of the sticks. And then I want to imagine how wide is the seat. I'm going to go about right there. Just kind of snug that up. And then from that point, I guess you would call it like weaving. So between each one, you go up and around, kind of figure 8 style through all of them. Yeah, and I found that going around 4 times at each leg of the stool has 4 wraps of paracord is enough, secure, and not overdoing it. So pretty much just goes like that. So that makes the first one. One on your guys' right. My left already has one technically because that was the starter loop. But yeah, you pretty much just do it like so. Round that one, back through. Try to keep them dressed as neatly as possible. And that's the concept. So there's my 4 times around each one of them. Again, just braiding or weaving your way through. And now I'm at that point, I gotta go vertical. So I'm gonna take it over, just kind of let it hang and just snug up, I guess you would call those like joints of the rope. And yeah, I don't really need to count them, but that seems pretty good. Maybe like, again, 3 or 4 times around. Then I'm just gonna go right over. Do that on the other side. So, round, like so. Cool. Snug that up. And then at this point, with my free end, I just kind of just do, again, like a half hitch kind of concept. Just loop it over, tie it on itself, snug it up, go across, do that on the other side. Might as well, feels right, I'm going to do that on the middle one as well. So you just kind of create a loop, twist it again, throw that loop over your leg, and then just kind of snug it up. Then at that point, I usually just like to take the excess and kind of wrap it around the stool at the end when it's all put together. But I'm not quite there yet, so let's show you that. And then at this point, it's a bit of a puzzle, kind of seeing which ones like to sit the nicest. I think I might kind of go with that. Slip the pockets on. So, alright. You just gotta kind of push on it, sit on it a bit. It's not a perfect triangle, but I think that's stable enough. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's super stable. I've done better, but that definitely works. Okay, so shelter's done, place to sit is done. Next project that I'd like to get done is making a table, and after that we're sitting pretty. So, I didn't even notice. I'll show you guys here. Here's a fire pit. It's kind of a sad looking case. Seems like no matter where you go in the world, people like to litter. But I'm gonna show you the score, and yeah, sometimes it's nice just to capitalize on convenience rather than have to get all crafty in the bush craft sense. So let's see if I can get things here. Yeah, so fire pits, Red Bull can, and a lot of aluminum foil. But those two boards right there are gonna make for a killer tabletop. I can't pass up that opportunity. I would call that a score. Considering I got a pretty late start today, I feel pretty good about the work I'm getting done. Let me show you the table legs, and we'll have a table here shortly. Alright, so there's a look at the finished legs, ready to go into the ground. Yeah, very simple. Just some good old-fashioned Y sticks. Sharpen them down to a point. We're gonna pound them in the ground here. Table will be almost ready. Okay, so I've been tinkering and adjusting. I've only built one of these style tables once before, if I want to be completely honest, and so it's still a bit of a figuring out process. This one's got to go down a little bit more. So, moment of truth. Well, guys, calling that a table. The work in progress is happening. Now I got a solid table to do my cooking and coffee and all that stuff in the morning, so very, very, very happy so far. Just got to get things organized, lay out the bed. Yeah, I think we're getting close to the end of the day here. Awesome spot. I'm not a bird expert, but if I had to guess, it sounds like geese. So, for today's fire making fun, something I think I learned on YouTube a long time ago. Cotton balls saturated with Vaseline. Pretty practical. I got 10 cotton balls. That's 10 firebox fires. Yeah, I'm gonna stuff this into the firebox and take a match to it. Let's hope I don't have to do any more work than just watch it burn. Just gonna stuff it down to the very bottom. When you load the firebox, Swedish fire torch style, you do want to get your fire starter as low as possible. It'll burn from the bottom to the top from the inside out. Huh? I got it. See how this goes. Yeah, so here's just like a little glimpse of it. See if we can give you a decent view here. Might be hard to see for you guys. Oh, there we go. That cotton ball is going strong. That's still the cotton ball burning. And it seems like it's going to be going long enough and strong enough that it'll get these 4 logs lit. Funny thing is, I'm not actually gonna cook tonight. I would say maybe boil some water. I don't know. I'm too tired and wiped out to really want to do a proper meal, so it's probably gonna be simple food. Well, it's raining just a little bit. It's about 9 o'clock at night. I'm considering I'm a bit beat. I think we're gonna call it a day here on the whole filming process. I'm gonna get some water boiled up, get a little food in the belly, call it a day. See you guys in the morning.
When you are ready, it will begin to glow.
Time to go to bed.